I believe it's truly unreasonable to coordinate this demeanor towards center. It's beginning to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me. And hanging out the manner in which we used to hang out, well, I mean you haven't, I mean you attempt to reach out to me, you realize through the entirety of my you realize, you know accomplices and so forth. However, you never truly got my number, so right ok. Recall no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, better believe it, definitely better believe. It is positively no news that Kanye is presently a nemesis of the Karcheners, and due to this, we see him spilling their tea. Without a second thought, yet this time he has a comments about Kris Jenner's sweetheart Corey Bet, and best accept that they are not lovely things at all. Prepared for a greater amount of this succulent tattle. Then welcome to Gay Book of Scriptures. And remember to follow us on Instagram. For the most smoking points in the business, we realize Corey is Kris Jenner's darling. Yet Kanye doesn't believe. He's such a sweet individual. As a matter of fact, Kanye accepts that Corey is a pagan individual. This moment there was an opportunity when Kanye West took to Instagram to shake Corey, saying he was heathen, and that God has plans to eliminate the pagan. Currently here his precise word, God has an arrangement to eliminate the pagan. Corey never should have been here at any rate. And I believe he's a decent individual, not an extraordinary individual, a pleasant individual, who used to associate with Puff's family, then got around Justin Bieber. And afterward, when Kris got separated from he slid in. Now, folks, this was a taunt coming from Kanye West. And that post certainly got us collecting a few connectives. In regards to Corey's relationship with Justin Bieber, and Diddy, leading the web, is humming with tales that Diddy groomed Justin Bieber very much as he guided. Like in the past, he gave Justin Bieber a house and a vehicle quite early in life, which made individuals can't help thinking about what his genuine plans were for Justin, considering his set of experiences of having sexual associations with underage young men. You know, when you're 16. You're all set, I'm all set, definitely oak. And afterward, when you get 18, you get the house oak now. Corey has some relationship with Diddy, very much like with other high-profile individuals in the business like Steve Harvey, Jay-Z, and other. As a matter of fact, we accept he's truly near Diddy, since he posted an image of himself in Diddy's latex when Diddy facilitated a birthday gathering in memory of her. So folks, you can see that there's a cozy connection among Diddy and Corey, which causes us to think that, as per Kanye West's allegations, that Corey might have been placed in Justin's life to screen him, and to ensure he keeps his mouth shut concerning everything Diddy and his mark are presumably having him do. Sounds extremely wild, right? Well, we say this since it's conceivable that Corey is a controller in the business, and he's keeping it covered. So folks, I'd like you all to consider this reality. Corey doesn't have a Wikipedia profile, which is a colossal sign that he's most likely into a few obscure things. I mean, numerous celebrities have Wikipedia pages, and everybody knows something about their set of experiences, foundation, or others. Yet Corey doesn't have anything, with the exception of data on his old neighborhood. And what he concentrated, as you all can see, there's no data about Corey. We don't know anything about his everyday life, about where he grew up. I mean, we know he's from Atlanta, Georgia, yet we know nothing about who he keeps as an individual. This data thoroughly makes one wonder, for what reason is Corey so cryptic about himself? What's he potentially stowing away from individuals? Now, Corey once worked with Justin Bieber as his visit chief, and it was additionally during this period he met Kris in Ibiza, and they began hanging out together. So yes, Kanye accepts that Corey was an overseer for Justin when he was utilizing. And this may be valid in light of the fact that when Kanye West was discussing his fitness coach, who was furtively functioning as a controller and taking steps to regulate him, he referenced something about pondering who was in the house around his youngsters. And we suspect that he was alluding to Corey, assuming that Harley was essential for insight. Right, what sort of individuals you believe are encompassing my children, what sort of individuals you believe are in that house right now. Overseers are by and large accepted to be an individual ace, to big names yet on a more profound level marks. And different specialists use them to hold these celebs in line by ensuring they do nothing that the mark or authority organization don't believe that they should do so. Is it conceivable that Corey to screen a few things about them well? I assume as we could find out soon sufficient. Kanye previously alluded to this in his Instagram post when he said he got my better half connected up with the dissidents in a profound manner that was his occupation for reasons unknown. I generally felt he worked for DuPont or another association in that family. Presently, he's set for his next mission. His task is finished, yet yes, it is exceptionally conceivable that Justin Bieber was being observed by Corey when he was still under some unacceptable impact and bowing to specific individuals like Diddy. Folks, look at this clasp, beginning to act different. You ain't been calling me, and hanging out the manner in which we used to hang out. Well, you attempt to reach out to me, you realize through the entirety of my you realize, accomplices and so forth. Yet you never truly got my number, so right, og. Recollect, better believe it, definitely better believe it, no doubt better believe it. Definitely Justin's threatened by Diddy, and Diddy was posing those inquiries as though Justin was keeping away from him or not appearing to do a portion of the things they typically do. And who can say for sure? That may very well be the explanation. Diddy sent Corey to Justin so he could hold him in line, yet Kris Jenner wouldn't see Corey, considering how Kanye West portrays him. Despite the fact that Corey does a few odd things around the house, she believes nothing's off with them. So first, she doesn't believe there's anything amiss with the way that Corey's family is obscure to them. And this is something that Kanye accepts is a serious concern. How might you date somebody whom you permit around your children and grandchildren, and you don't have the foggiest idea about his family? Look at this dramatization and message Corey. Something truly discourteous Kanye resembled. I believe it's peculiar, like we've never met his family. Kris' response was stunning, as she even blamed her little girls for taking care of Kanye. Some unacceptable data, which he removes from hand. You all sit and converse with Kanye, and assuming that you contact Kanye, he will put that up here and run with them. I'm not saying all of us are different. How regarding you used to be bizarre, well manage each other. What's Kris so cautious of this man? Assuming we're being straightforward, Kanye West has a point about the vehicle Jenner family getting to meet Corey's family, assuming he will continue having something to do with their mom. Obviously, that is completely dependent upon Kris to conclude now, isn't it? Corey's likewise been inconsiderate to different individuals from the family, like when he confronted Scott directly that he hit his little girl's butt on the off chance that she scratched him on the face. Scott was truly distraught at Corey, and he felt freed of his displeasure. Penelope's, and she scratched you. I won't give her a punishing, without a doubt, my little girl. Music. My girl, in the event that she scratched you, why, my little 6-year-old young lady, what are you referring to? That is the issue now. We as a whole realize Scott's children might be inconsiderate in light of the fact that some relatives agreed with Corey's position when he said he'd hit her. Yet it was additionally reason to worry that Corey even had laying hands on someone else's kid. That is truly ill-bred on such countless levels. Obviously, Corey pulls off anything possible in her home, and there's very little anybody can do about it. Yet a few individuals from the Kardashian family, like Khloe, have thought about Kanye's ideas about this man. And she opened up the fans, saying Corey will in general be very clandestine. And that has me pretty watched. We don't realize Corey like that. Might you at any point envision that Corey has certain individuals in that house feeling awkward? And Kris Jenner most likely couldn't care less about any of this. She's against the way that Kanye West stands up against Corey, and is reluctant to consider that what Kanye and others are talking about may be valid. I believe it's truly unjustifiable to coordinate this demeanor towards nearly everybody accepts that Kris and Corey's relationship is a greater amount of this a bit out of affection, considering Kris Jenner's status and how much cash she had. Many individuals believe she's simply Corey's sugar mom, and that Corey's partaking in her cash India, accompanies being Kris Jenner's beau and insider, uncover to Individuals magazine that Corey has no plans of wedding Kris Jenner. And this is even more justification for why we are dubious of his actual thought processes around the Kardashians. And furthermore, Corey doesn't have a decent history with his ex Sherry Buchanan. Cherry has additionally uncovered Corey, just like an entrepreneur and a stalker. The star opened up in a meeting where she said, "I realize Corey, he's about influence and cash, and will take the necessary steps to get it." Yet Sherry did stop there. She additionally said that Kris Jenner wasn't Corey's sort, and that Khloe was a larger number of his sort than Kris. But since of Kris' cash and power, he most certainly stay close. By she additionally uncovered that Corey genuinely mishandled her and would come to her home unannounced on the grounds that he some way or another got the keys to her place, which rolled out her improvement, the lock of her home. So that is all there is to it, folks. As you can see, there are such countless obscure things occurring around him. And we can't resist the urge to fear for the vehicle liberal, as this person is by all accounts a really hazardous individual, from what certain individuals are talking about, yet who realizes we may be off base about him. So we'll look out for whatever might change that account from now on.